Today, the Swarf and Chips team are in Leicestershire at the home of JWA Tooling. They formed in 1985 and since then have become a leading subcontractor, not only in this area, but nationally and internationally too.
Welcome to this week's Swarf and Chips, where we'll be finding out the secrets behind their success.
So Gio, this week's Swarf and Chips at JWA Tooling, we're talking machine tools, we're talking automation, and we're talking work holding. What's the importance of having something like the HAINBUCH system?
I think looking into the secrets behind JWA's success is the continuous investment in all of the three elements that you've mentioned: machine tools, work holding, automation. In this particular scenario, they're doing very low volume work, and the key is to save setup time, and the HAINBUCH is achieving that. So when like from transferring to a collet to a jaw module, which is on the machine, it takes minutes, or changing from one collet to another collet to change diameters takes seconds. And ultimately, it's about what we always say on Swarf and Chips, it's keeping that spindle turning.
For sure, and I know talking to the guys off camera, they talked about customers will regular phone and say, look, I need one, but I need it now, I need it quick. And adopting this type of work holding, that's not so much of an issue, is it, breaking down the machine to just maybe do one or two parts?
It's extremely fast, Joe. In the past, if you had, say, different type of technology, to change from a collet chuck to a free jaw chuck can take a long time. You know, so if you're doing very low volume work, and a lot of the, say if it was a one-off, for example, and the setup took 2 or 3 hours just for the setup, there's no money in the part. You know, how can you be productive and competitive without the right work holding solutions, without the right machine tools, without the right cutting tools? So I think really today we're really investigating all three, you know, finding out why it's so important to invest in this technology and the secrets behind JWA's success.
Tim, here at JWA Tooling, you've recently invested in automation. Why was this?
We are a shop that only runs during the day, and we're aware of the fact that our machines stand idle overnight, and this is a great opportunity for us to release a lot of potential capacity.
And I understand you haven't necessarily got large volumes. In fact, the opposite, you tend to work on lower volumes. And the perception is automation is only for high volumes, but clearly here it's not.
That's true, and we've had to do a lot of work to make sure that we're able to set the robot for very quickly and effectively for small volumes.
And you've had this robot not all that long yet, but how's the journey been, and do you think you'll embrace other automation around the shop?
Yeah, the journey's been a steep learning curve, a lot to learn, but we feel as though the investment will pay off and that it will give us a competitive advantage.
Joe, we looked at a work holding solution for a lathe. Now we're on to the 5th axis milling machine now, Joe. Now tell us about this work holding solution that they've invested in.
Yeah, okay, so this is the Lang technique work holding. So essentially we've got the 0 point plate, and then we've got the 5th axis vise being held with the tension studs. 0 point, you know, it's well known now in the marketplace, but we do still see a lot of machines without it. But Lang has got crimping technology, so we're actually crimping the part, which is very repeatable, believe it or not. But essentially it's a pre-op done away from the machine tool. You're not utilising the machine to put dovetails on and things like that. They believe it's better to stamp the material prior to machining. It's also worth mentioning, you can take the part off and it will repeat should you need to remachine it.
Now we've done not long back a show on 0 point and 0 point plate, so the base permanently stays onto the machine bed, is that correct, Joe?
That's correct, yeah.
And then it's interchangeable with a vise or any other work holding that they'd like to put on top of that base?
Exactly, maybe not even work holding, maybe just a billet with some of the bolts that go underneath really, which we're seeing more and more of this.
So another great example really of eradicating setup time at JWA. Now let's touch upon the machine tool as well now, Joe. One of your favourites, the CV500. This is the first one that I've seen out in the field since its launch.
Yeah, it's a very good machine. Worth pointing out, this is UK built, UK designed, in a facility in Worcester. So obviously it's a great thing for UK manufacturing. But I'm told Mazak are selling many of these machines, and when you see the cost per performance ratio, you can kind of understand why. It's it's a price you wouldn't necessarily associate with a Mazak machine tool, but there's no really compromise. It's built off on the back of their successful 3-axis milling machine, which and there's thousands of those have been sold worldwide, and it's essentially, you can see the bridge style of the machine. I just like the configuration of it really. It lends itself really well to automation coming in from the side of the machine, which is an option on the CV5 500 range. And yeah, obviously comes with the control we all know and love really.
And some of the components that they're making at JWA, very hard materials. Unfortunately, the particular one that's being held in the centric gripper, we can't show the finished part due to NDA. But you know, it doesn't have any problems machining them really hard materials.
No, you get the reliability of a Mazak, but maybe the price point you wouldn't associate with the brand. No, this can do plastics, aluminiums, but it can also do your more challenging of nickel-based alloys also. And
they make everything here, don't they, Joe? So yet another great investment in technology here at JWA.
Yeah, part of the business's success is this ongoing investment strategy, and I can't wait to come back and see what's next.
John, founder of JWA, turned inventor, innovator and investor.
Yes, that's my role now, having got the second generation of the family involved in the business. We've grown really, really well over the last few years, purely and simply by investing in the latest technology. Workholding being one of the prime examples, how we've become more efficient and how we can actually save money on every job we do.
So the workholding is so important because it's reducing the setup times on the low volume work that you do.
Yes.
And you've got many of solutions, and we've looked at 2 of them already, but can you show us the third one?
Well, the third one that we've used, which is the one we've used for the longest time, probably 20 years now, is the Aroa 0-point system, which actually allows you to take parts from a machine that's in a part machine state and check them, and then come back and make an adjustment on the machine and correct any errors that you've found. And the guys who work the machines and do the programming can actually work the inspection machines. So instead of at the end of a batch of jobs you have a box full of bits which failed inspection being an autopsy after you've done them, you can pick up these faults very easily along the way, and this system enables us to do it.
So it's giving you interchangeability, so you can either swap it from one operation to another also, as you're illustrating there.
We have these tools on wire cutting machines, milling machines, grinding machines and inspection machines. So the process can go around with the 0-point workholding, and everything works from a common master setting piece. And Aroa will sort of say these will be accurate to 2 microns from any chuck to any chuck anywhere in the world, which is an incredible achievement. I was very sceptical when I bought into it, but now we've probably spent close on 70,000-80,000 on equipment for this 0-point.
But have you had a return of investment on that?
Very much. We couldn't do some of the work that we do without it.
Well, it's been brilliant to see some of your investments, the machines, the automation we've touched on today, and the workholding being a major part, and one of the secrets to your success. Would that be safe to say?
Yes. The key is to seeing something that you can employ within your business, that you can adapt to suit a more profitable situation.
John, it's been a pleasure. Joe's going to speak to your successor, your son, about the business, and I think it's safe to say he's got big boots to fill.
So JWA Tooling, you've been very successful since 1985. Whatever's next?
So we're going to continue to invest. We're always looking for new opportunities to improve efficiencies, and people is the big drive for us as well. We've grown physically in size. We're now at a point where we're looking for people to grow the team. We want to be targeting the space sector in particular is a big key focus for us, and we're also developing some of our own products which we'd hope to be announcing shortly.
There we have it, another successful UK manufacturing story. It just goes to show, with heart, passion and continued investment, you can prosper through the generations.
Investment in the latest technology is definitely the key. Keep them spindles turning.